This is my old gimbal for the action camera. It's a VU Tech G5. I bought this years ago. It was quite expensive back in those days. Mostly the action cameras were GoPro, and they hadn't come out with gimbals yet for cell phones. So what I had was this little guy here, which is a Caso EK7000. Works good, less than $100, so it's a lot cheaper than a GoPro. But the gimbal worked good for the purposes. I used to take it on walks. I would take this on walks with Reese. It is now the 3rd of October. It's about 84 degrees Fahrenheit out here. Unbelievable for the 3rd of October. So I'm going to go for a short walk in the field, and I'm taking the VDiary G7 gimbal and the Caso EK7000 action cam. These are old action cams and an old gimbal which I've had around. I used to use them a lot with Reese when we first started taking video. Things have progressed, and I can use my cell phone and a cell phone gimbal now. But these I found again last night, and I thought I'm going to charge them up and give them a whirl for old time's sake. So here we go for a short walk in the field. Heading out our path to the trail cam right now. Still a nice little gimbal in the action cam. It's a cheap one. It's like a knockoff for a cheap GoPro. These will only run well under $100. Just 1080p, nothing fancy. But I had them in a waterproof case on the back of Reese a few times. Had them on their back on a mount, and they do okay for my purposes anyway at 1080p. And the other thing I like is for $100 and less, you can get a camera and all the attachment accessories, which are also GoPro compatible. So might as well go for the cheapie. We're out in the field, and we're just going to do a cut down here toward where the teepee used to be. There's a path there now. It goes over and down into the center of little forest of the swamp there. Kind of see the path, likely from the dogs or from animals. And good to see. We used to go that way a lot. We like to go there and find new paths down through the trees. We're going to go through there today, actually, come back up to go home that way. It's not going to be a long walk, but I just wanted to come out with the gimbal, see how it does with the old action cam. Yeah, we went on many walks together with this camera and the gimbal. Take it a lot over to the park across the lake. Love those woods. That's something I haven't done yet. especially in the fall when you get the crinkly leaves and things, and the beautiful red leaves. She loved it. She'd always go swimming. I just can't do that one yet. That one's kind of special. That whole area over there was special. She loved it so. In the spring, this is always flooded out. That's why you see that board there. It tries to direct the water coming down from the swampy area here, across and down and over into this little gully, so that it crosses the road properly, the path properly. Doesn't flood the path. But we're going to go back up this little path through all these cedars. We call this the center swamp path. And that goes up to the path we just came through, and sometimes she would go up that way. Like to get around that big tree over there, sniff. But we always take the path this way, and then she would, quite often, she'd branch out and go on this little short exit path here. It takes you out to the west open field. I'm not going to do it, but they'd bring you out to this, and then that joins up with the field path, that box you see there. Years ago there he was going to make a dog run out of it, like a dog park over here, but that never happened. So, but she'd always loved to go this way just to see what was going on. And of course she always got off path here, and she'd go off into the cedars and things here. But we're just going to go back to the normal path. And go back this way. And then there's another branch here. And that takes you again, that one there. We would take that a number of years ago quite often. And it circles over that way. It takes you back to the field paths. Or you could take this path here, and that'll bring you out more just about at where the trail cam is. And she'd take this, and in the winter time she'd like to come down the hill that's over there. It was a very narrow path, and she'd like that because she could walk in the footprints and things. I'm just going to go back this way a bit and work our way back toward the field cam. Nothing long, like I said. Now here, the black squirrel running. Takes you back here to the main walking paths that would be cut normally. Takes you right over there by those cedars. And this whole area here is where she'd love to get in and walk off. The guy would just wait and watch her, and she'd just get in there and sniff and investigate. But we're going to go back this way. Which she'd like to do this little walk too sometimes. And go around here. sometimes we cut through there and then up into where that path was, up in that other field that I said, oh, we got a animal path there now, but that would be up that way. And right now we're just going to go this way and go back to the main path through the woods here. You see, here's the main runoff. You can get back to the main, one of the paths that way. And we can go this way. Just brings you back to the main, what I call the tractor path, because he cut it with his tractor. There's the field that we would have come out on, but I showed you the field before. This is where she'd love to get over in the wintertime in particular, away from Dad and just sniff around. Very nice. And, this takes you back toward the field trail cam. And just a short walk, that's all it's been today. It's another path that we could have come out on there. And that's her path that she always liked to go, and that's a cut through back to the trail cam. Nobody really uses it now because we're not walking on it. But she always would take it. Kind of a cut off. So we're just going to go this way and back past the old telephone pole that's on the ground there by the trail cam. And we'll be home. Pretty simple. Quick walk.